Hi, Eric Lanask with TMC. We're here at Cloud Expo in New York. I'm talking with Cloudant's Sam Bisbee. Sam, good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So, a lot of exciting things going around cloud. Probably the biggest story that we've heard so far this week is simply around the continued adoption, continued interest in doing things in the cloud. What kinds of things are you seeing?
We're seeing a lot of companies that are having a very hard time scaling and meeting the new requirements that mobile has created. I think the dot-com bubble, one of the most interesting things about it, besides kind of the interesting investments that people made, was that it really forced technology to grow and adopt to a new scale. We're going through that same revolution now with mobile, with big data, all these words that you're hearing. So that's really forcing people to think about scaling in new and interesting ways. Unfortunately, most small shops, especially startups, they can't do that themselves. They need those as-a-service products because they want to go just build product. They don't want to go scale a database themselves.
So how are you helping them achieve those goals?
Right, so we have a unique horizontal scaling model within the data center and across multiple data centers, and it's all as a service. So, the promise of cloud is that you only have to work at the API level. You never have to worry about anything underneath it. That's what we do. So 24/7 support. Even if the smallest contract, you get a technical account manager, gives you that kind of white glove, fanatical support to help you bring it on.
Now, what about folks who are interested in doing some stuff in the cloud, keeping other stuff on premises? How do you manage that?
With our, shall we say, unique replication system, we can treat both premises as masters. So being able to do multi-master, that allows, let's say, US East goes offline again, we just redirect the traffic over to another data center, whether that's your on-prem or whatever else. So that's a very common deployment model.
Is there a true benefit to folks for doing that?
Absolutely, because people have been trying to scale their app servers across multiple data centers. They can do that very easily with EC2 or whatever. But it's been traditionally very hard to do that with your database as well. So it's a high availability story, but it's also a low latency story. Because if you move your data and your data analysis closest to your app servers or closer to your users, they're going to get much better response times. That's why we're also working very hard to push data down to the device and keep mobile devices in sync with your cloud.
What kind of security implications are there?
As we've seen over the last couple of weeks with all the news announcements that are going on, security is of course a concern. We essentially allow customers to choose their level of security. They can bring their own encryption, we can do encryption for them, all the standard access control lists and lockdown procedures that you would expect from a database.
So as a provider yourself, are you concerned that there may be government entities, NSA or otherwise, who may or may not be looking into your data?
Not really. It's, kind of having gotten to grow up through the internet age, I think more and more people just kind of assume that, anything you put on the internet, people can find. Anytime, as soon as you plug a computer into the internet, it's available to anybody. That's the price that we pay for this connected world and all the cool functionality that we want and the smartphones that we want. There's a cost associated with it.
So there's been a lot of talk about around transparency around what the government's doing. Do you think that's helpful, or does that actually benefit other hackers?
It sounds beneficial. I'm not too involved with all that, so.
What can we look forward to in the future from Cloudant?
So in the next year, we're planning on doubling our headcount, just rolling out to more and more data centers, continuing to push the product roadmap. One of the exciting things that we announced recently was a lot more advanced geospatial indexing. So, geospatial has been traditionally a very difficult problem for people using databases. We've provided a very concrete, forward-thinking way of doing that now. So just keep building product.
Excellent. Sam, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm Eric Lanask with TMC. We're here at Cloud Expo. Follow all of our Cloud Expo coverage in the TMC Video Newsroom.